Welcome back to the Real Begins podcast. I'm your host, BT. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the 10 signs to know if your kids are selling drugs. These are not all the signs, it's just some of the signs. We're going to talk about the signs, and we're going to talk about some preventative measures to know if your kids is involved in drugs. These measures are important. So parents, this episode is not about judging kids. It's about awareness, protection, and understanding what can happen when young people get pulled into dangerous environments for money, pressure, survival, or influence. Sometimes the signs are here long before the truth comes out. Let's talk about it. And you may see me looking at my notes or looking down. That's what I'm looking at, my notes. Things that I experienced and went through the years. So I'm telling you from firsthand knowledge. Things that I did, things that I said, and I know. My parents did not know what I was doing. I was really slick with it, really smart, and sometimes the truth hurts hard. Now, sign number one, new clothes. New clothes meaning clothes you didn't buy, clothes their father didn't buy, clothes nobody in their family bought. They just pop up with new clothes. And a lot of times the new clothes be expensive clothes. A lot of times the new clothes be stuff they asked you for, you may couldn't afford, or you may didn't get them. So that's number one sign. Now, I wrote down a preventative measure. When you see that, the first thing you're supposed to do is talk to your child. You can chastise them. Don't yell. Don't threaten. See, a lot of times as parents, we threaten and yell and do all that. I'm here to tell you, every time you tell your kid not to do something or something's bad for them or don't date this girl or don't date this boy, they're going to do it anyway. So try not to yell. Try to talk. Have an open dialogue, open conversation to your child. Number two, they have a new attitude, slick talk, aggression. What? Do what I want to do, huh? I don't need you to do nothing for me. Now I know us as parents, especially black parents. Now we're gonna keep it real here. Now we're not gonna play over here on this episode or this podcast. We're gonna keep it real. But black parents, our first thought is hit you dead in your mouth, backslap you, something like that. But I'm not gonna tell you how to parent your child. That's you. But pay attention to that new attitude, that slick aggression. It could be drugs. It could be sex. It could be something else deeper. Remember, the truth comes out. The signs are there before the truth comes out. It's how many times you done did something in your life and the signs was there and your parents did not see it. But the signs was always there. You see me reaching over, that's because my computer will be timing out. The signs was there. And your parents later on in life be like, I knew something was going on. You see what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. Number three, new friends. New friends meaning they hanging around the hood tough guys or the hood fly guys or girls or the in crowd, the it crowd. They got an entourage or just new crowd, new attitude, new everything. And you're telling them, hey, that guy's not good for you, because we as parents have intuition. We as parents have knowledge. We as parents know or feel that something is not right for our kid. Some of us are overbearing. Now, I have number three as a preventative measure. Do your best. Block them. Block the friends. Pull up on your kids. My mom and my dad used to pull up on me. They used to find me. They knew I was on 17th Street, 17th Ave in the hood, about to steal cars. They'll pull up, get me. Now, although later on I still did things, those measures saved me from a lot of things. So when I say block them, block their friends, do much as you can. I remember one time my mom, I told her I was going outside. She said, no, you're not. And I was going anyway. I was walking down the stairs. She jumped in front of the door and would not let me leave. Let me tell y'all what happened with that when she blocked that. My friend Dre from 17th Ave, we don't need to say his name. You know who he is. We had all agreed to get purple and white New Balances. They was popular that year. I think I was around 15. Purple and white New Balances. So they went out that night, stole cars, ended up getting locked up for armed robberies, all type of crimes. And do you know, I seen him. I was 15. Dre was like 17. The next time I seen Dre, I was in the county jail. I was about 30. He was about 32. And he told me he was just now getting out or going to court to try to get out early from that, from we was kids, because of the crazy charges he caught. Armed robbery, I think it was attempted murder, shooting police officers, all type of stuff. So my mom standing in front of that door, blocking me, prevented me from getting that long sentence with him and the rest of the fellas. Number 4, less school. All of a sudden, your kid don't like school, disinterested in it. Now, this sign is tricky because some kids don't like school anyway. We as parents know this. But what I mean by less school is cutting school, not even caring, not even listening to you no more. The school calling all the time, they don't even care what you're talking about. That's a major sign. And it might not be drugs involved. It might not be drug selling involved. It could be something else. Pay attention. The signs are there. Now, as a preventative measure, I say put them in things. When I say put them in things, I mean put them in sports, put them in classes, put them in things to do. Take them somewhere. Talk to them. Put them in chess club. Put them in checkers club. Put them in things. Me and my brothers used to go to the Boys and Girls Club on what is it, 13th Avenue, and I can't remember the street, but around 13th Avenue, we used to go to Boys and Girls Club. We used to go inside of 13th Avenue School. We used to go to Georgia King Village on 9th Street and play ball. But then something happened. They closed down the Boys and Girls Club, so it was no longer basketball in there. Georgia King Village ended up getting gang related, so we couldn't just go in there if we wasn't a part of that gang. 13th Ave stopped letting us go. 13th Avenue School stopped letting us go in there playing ball. And when I mean us, I mean all the kids around the neighborhood. So that changed a lot. And when they did that, we found other things to do, things that wasn't right. Put your kids in things, put them in activities, put them in sports. If they don't play sports, put them in clubs. Find out what they like. If they're into singing, put them in the studio. If you can't afford it, drive them to the park. But you have to do something. Number 5, they know-it-alls. Now, I can attest to this. When I was a kid, and my aunt Regina would tell y'all this. Maybe I have her on a podcast as a guest as my podcast grows. She can contest to this. I was a know-it-all. If y'all hear background noise, forgive me. I'm still learning the podcast structure, still learning how to insulate. But yeah, I was a know-it-all as a kid. Knew everything. You couldn't tell me I'm not wrong. I ain't trying to hear nothing you talking about. Yeah, whatever. I thought I was smarter than everybody. And as my life continued and I got involved in selling drugs, stealing cars, robbing people, it evolved. It evolved into I'm smarter than these people. I'm smarter than the police. Me and my brothers used to have a saying, we untouchable. And I used to think, these niggas is stupid. I'm smarter than them. They just got more money than me. Meaning people on the block. Now, number 5, know it all. I put as a preventative measure for number 5. If you have a son and this is happening, if they don't have their dad, their uncle, their stepdad, they need a male figure in their life. And when I mean a male figure, they need a figure that's around all the time, that takes time with them, like a big brother. Put them in a big brother program. If it's a female, she needs a strong female around, a big sister or something. They gotta have this. And for you women out there, I commend you. Yes, you can raise families and you can raise your males, your sons, and you can love them and you can teach them life and you can teach them right or wrong. But, and I know this is going to be controversial, and I know a lot of independent moms don't want to hear this. You cannot teach your son how to be a man. You can teach him all the morals you want. You can teach him all right and wrong. You can teach him everything you need to teach him. But you cannot teach your son how to be a man. Let that sink in. Please don't be in denial. Don't get offended. Don't get upset. It's the truth. You cannot. 90% of homes are better when there's a male figure in their life. It don't have to be a father. See, I had my mother and my father. So I'm telling y'all, a lot of this stuff saved me. That's why I'm here now. I can tell you the stories because I got out. I stopped. I got out the game. It was a long road. But you make it stop your child before they go the route I went, before they go to jail, before they go to prison, before they get stabbed in the face, before they get pronounced dead and brought back alive, before they get jumped, before they get shot, before, you see all these things I went through. Now, a male figure or a female figure in their life, a male figure of their man, a female figure of their woman. Moms, I know you're great moms. You're great moms. You do your best. You really do. But they need that. Number 6, more money. All of a sudden, they got money. You're like, I don't get him allowance. Or you like, I do get him allowance because I can afford to get him allowance. Some of us can't. Your son or daughter come in the house, they bought groceries. They give you a couple dollars. They got all the new latest gear on. They got money. They tell me they're going to buy this and buy that. They buying their brothers and sisters stuff. They buying people stuff. And you're like, what the heck? You ask them where the money come from, they lie to you. Listen to me. If your kid is going through these things, they are liars. Don't believe them. It's the truth is not in them. Oh man, Jesse gave me this money. Oh yeah. I seen Miss Carolyn and she gave me a couple dollars. Oh, I was cleaning up the funny story. Well, not funny. It was a guy who used to come by the house and tell my mom, "Hey, we're looking for B, looking for BT. We're looking for," and she's like, "What you looking for my son for?" He worked for us at the arcade. Now, my mom didn't believe this, but she had no reason not to because I kept my grades up. I was a good kid, and most important, I wasn't known as a liar. Y'all pardon me, I need to take a drink. Throat dry. I wasn't known as a liar. So she believed that. Now, I wasn't known as a liar, and she believed me. So when he came there, and I'll never forget, the thing was Art. Art, you know who you are. You from 8th Street, South on Jazz. Shout out to Art. He came there saying, "Oh yeah. He works at me for the arcade," and I was hustling for Art at the time, selling heroin. That's the truth. My mom might have not even knew that. She knows it now, but if she's looking at this now, a preventive measures for that. If your kid is old enough, help them get a summer job. Allowance, if you can afford allowance. Now, when I say allowance is not going to make up for what they make in the street. But if they're in the beginning stages of this, you can prevent it. You can stop it. They'll get allowance. Pull them away from those people. That's an influence. Those people are evil. Those people are not right. They're going to show the flash. They're going to show the style. They're going to show the cars, the women, the money. And all of that is appealing, especially to a young man, especially to a young teenager. I was 15 years old walking down the street when the guy approached me, Jeff, approached me. "Hey, you want to make some money, church boy?" Because I was coming from church. I was into church. I go on to church with my mom. "You want to make some money?" And I stopped because I was already curious, looking out my window every day, looking at them, knots of money this big, cars, everything. I said, "Yeah, how?" "All right, this is what I'm going to tell you. This is what you're going to do. You going on," he said, "this is what you're going to do. You're going to sit on your porch." By this time, we wasn't living in the building no more on the front of South One Jab and 10th Street, the 3-story building. We was living in the back of the building in a house. He said, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna sit on the porch, you're gonna hold the cocaine. Because in Jersey on 10th Street we sold powder. We didn't sell rock. Rock was sold on 7th Street. You're gonna hold this and I'm gonna run it to you. Within 30 minutes I made $500. Do you see how hard it is to compete with that? I tell you that story not to glorify. I tell you that story that do you see a 15-year-old made $500 in 30 minutes? The payment system was if you sell a bottle, a pack of 10 bottles, you get $10 off each bottle. So you get 500 bottles, that's a half a G pack. You get 1,000 bottles, that's a G pack. There's no way you can compete with that. Stop that from the door. Allowance, put them in jobs, summer jobs, after school programs, everything you can do. Number seven, they got more confidence. They're arrogant. Let me tell you something. I was already had more confidence and I was arrogant. But when I started hustling, I got more arrogant. I knew I was the man. I was walking around having stuff I ain't never had before. My brother looking at me like, my little brother, baby brother looking at me like, Dad, bro got all this money in the room. And he couldn't tell. So I hold him to the standard of you better not tell nothing. I got guns in the house, everything. You see that? It make you more arrogant. You making money. The girls looking at you. All the it crowd want to hang with you. And then let me tell y'all something. I was popular in school. I was already popular without the hustling. I was already people knowing me. But then when I started stealing cars, I got really popular. Then when I graduated to selling drugs, it was like a no-brainer. So you're hanging with the in crowd, you more confidence, you arrogant, you talking slick to people. I'm telling people I'm gonna slap you in the mouth. And you know what, at that age, I remember telling myself, I'm making money now. So now I'm gonna be really aggressive. I'm gonna fight anybody at any time, anywhere. Ain't nobody gonna hurt me. My parents not even gonna put their hands on me. That's how I thought. And that's how I carried myself. It's bad. It's bad. It's not right. But hey, this is the truth. I gotta tell you the truth, right? You wanna know the truth? That's the truth. Now, a preventative measure of that is take them out, do activities, but that's getting very close to what black people, parents will kick you out the house. I know because I'm not gonna say I got kicked out the house. I left the house. Yeah, one day I had like $2,800. I said, I got money. I thought that was money. And I left. My mom was like, anybody that can go for 2 weeks, they must got somewhere to stay. But see, I understand. My family, my mom had my other brothers and sisters to protect. I'm running the streets. I got guns in the house. You know what I'm saying? And she was doing the best she could. My dad had started running the streets. Or I ain't gonna say start, he been running the streets, but he always had a job. But I didn't get disciplined. Like, he didn't hit me. He didn't punish me. My mom tried to punish us, but we men, we boys, we young men. It's hard to do that. I'm sitting there corrupting my little brother, corrupting my little sisters. I had to go. Simple as that. Gotta go. When you got a rotten apple, do you leave it in the barrel and let it pollute the rest of the apples? No, you take it out the barrel and throw it away. I was a rotten apple. I admit that. Number 8, lies, lies, lies. That's what I got wrote from the meeting. Let me tell you why I say lies, lies, lies. Your kid will lie to your face. Your kid will swear on everything they love to your face. Do not believe them. That leads to the preventative measurement of that. I have zero tolerance. Zero tolerance, meaning don't believe them. Put your foot down, step on their neck. Don't play. If it's a boy, his dad, stepdad, or male figure has to discipline them. Stop this facade. And when I say discipline, I'm not talking about all this abusive stuff, all this. No. You have to do something. Put it like this. You want to see your kid in a jail cell, or you want to see him in a funeral home? Which one you want to do? You want to see your kid in prison, or you want to see him every weekend at the graveyard? Huh? Preventative measure. Zero tolerance. We're not going to tolerate this. Put your foot down. What I'm telling you is, if you do these things early, these preventative measures early, you can stop this before the streets get a hold of them. Because if the streets get a hold of them and their mind gets corrupted, they're not going to want to hear what you got to say. And once they don't want to hear what you got to say, there's nothing you can do. Their mind is made up. If your child becomes 15 or 16 years old, they're not going to hear you. They're going to have to go the hard way. Period, point blank. Number 9, guns, weed, or even using drugs. See, guns make people feel powerful. I remember when I first had a gun in my hand, I said, wow, I was scared and excited at the same time. Guns give you a false sense of invincibility. But nobody tells you you got that gun. If you don't pull it out before that other guy do, he'll blow your head off your body. Nobody tells you that. So I ain't sugarcoat nothing no more for y'all. Nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that, yeah, you can have 10 guns and a person can have a knife. You scared to pull your gun, they're going to stab you in your face, stab you in your body. Nobody tells you that. Well, I'm telling you that. What I said, weed. Weed. You know how they like to say weed is the gateway drug, or weed is legal now. Now, I know people smoke weed in the states that is legalized, but listen to me. There's no way in this earth I'm going to sit in the house, let my teenage kids smoke weed and do what they want to do. That's crazy. And for you parents out here, you think it's okay, you smoke weed with your kid, or because you smoke weed, they smoke weed. Listen to me. Don't believe the hype. Listen to me. Once that don't get them high no more, then what? And I thank God I didn't use drugs, I didn't smoke weed, and I don't drink. I ain't saying I was an angel. I tried drinking, but it ain't for me. I tried to smoke cigarettes in 8th grade, E.M. Rollins in Henderson, North Carolina, but it ain't for me. Yeah, Henderson, North Carolina. I wasn't always just in Jersey. I grew up in Jersey. That's for sure. I'm from Jersey, Southwest Avenue 10th Street, but we moved to other places too before we settled in Jersey. But anyway, guns, weed, and next is using drugs. If your kid falls into that trap, that cycle, let me explain it to you. People smoke crack every day. They might be on that. Crack is you chasing that high forever. You trying to get that high like you got when you got that first high. That's what crack is. And it's hard to put down, but people can't quit. Coke, that's a party drug. You sniff coke. They used to say it for the white people. You sniff that, and then you get animated. You get hyper, lean. You drink that, that's a downer. It make you slow and relax. All these addictive things. Heroin. Heroin gets in you. Once it get a hold of your brain, your body, inside your brain, and it mails to your body, that's one hard thing to kick right there. Heroin and meth, it's not too many people that kick that. Preventative measures, stop it. And I don't want to get too deep with y'all, because I got number 9 is tell you the truth no matter what. Tell them the truth no matter what. I didn't use drugs, so I don't want to go too in depth on it, because I don't like to speak on stuff that I didn't do or I don't know. Number 10, move out. Too young. Now, the reason why I say move out too young is because, like I said, I had that $2,800. Thought I knew everything. I moved out. Like, I can do it on my own. Now I'm 15, going on 16. Even found a landlord. Can y'all believe that? On every turn of Boulevard. I think it's around corner from Stuyvesant Avenue. A guy that gave me an apartment and everything. At 15, 16 years old. Had my own place. Place had so many roaches, y'all, it was crazy. But anyway, that shows you. Once your kid get in that mentality, I got this money, I can move out, I'm moving out, ain't nothing they can do, I'm grown, I ain't listening to them, I'm messing with these girls, I'm getting this money. That leads to the bonus one. I have a bonus number. The bonus number is, it may be too late. It may be too late for your kid, but don't give up. Let me tell you why I say it may be too late, but don't give up. Once your kid reach that 15, 16, 17 years of age, and they got in their mind the thoughts they had, you can beat them, you can kick them out, you can call the police, you can put them in jail, you can do all these things, but they not gonna care. They not gonna listen. So the only thing you can do is sit back. If you believe in God, pray. But whatever you believe in. The reason why I say believe in God, because I come from a Christian background. My mom and aunts and them and uncles and them prayed for me. So that's why I'm here today. And I'm doing this podcast because I asked God for a way out. For years, I wanted to speak to the youth. I wanted to speak to parents. I didn't know how to get it out. I was shy. And it's amazing I'm shy on camera, but in the streets, I ain't shy. In the streets, I was shooting, getting shot, stabbing, getting stabbed, robbing, getting robbed, doing all type of things. I became a big figure at one time. Or in my head, a big figure, I say. Listen to me. It may be too late. But it's also a saying it's never too late. The reason why I say it may be too late is always a sign. It's a saying, never too late, and don't give up, because your son could be gone. Their mind could be gone. They think the streets is everything. They don't want to listen to nothing you got to say. You can't give up, because there's another way. Think about this. If your child got locked up for murder, is it over? If your child got murdered, is it over? If your teenager killed somebody, is it over? Do you see what I'm saying? Before it get that far, stop it. Talk to them. Zero tolerance. Don't believe their lies. Save them. Go the way you think they at. Stop it. Get out your car. Pull them out. And I know it's hard for some parents, because some of us was gang members. Some of us was from the streets ourselves, and we that more, that code of the streets is in us, and we don't want to be a hypocrite. Be a hypocrite. Save your kid life, or go visit them at the cemetery. I'm BT. This is the Real Begin Podcast. My Gmail is therealbeginspodcast@gmail.com. If you like this episode or the content I'm saying, subscribe on YouTube, like the channel on Spotify, follow me. I thank y'all for y'all support. I'm just a guy that ran the streets for years, and it took me 34 years to get out the street. I'm from South Orange Ave and 10th Street. I've been to Colorado. I've been to North Carolina, South Carolina. I've been all over the place. I hustled, I robbed, I stole cars, I robbed people. I did all type of things. On this podcast, we probably won't speak on murders too much, because ain't no statute of limitation on that. But I'm telling you, I was a product of my environment. And I loved the streets. When I was running them, I loved it. Never thought I was going to leave it. Please, save your kid. Save your child. The real begins where truth hits harder than fiction.